Welcome to Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. Our show brings you closer to the heart of Texas A&M athletics through powerful stories of perseverance, purpose, and life-changing opportunities made possible by 12th Man Foundation donors. From student athletes and coaches to former students and dedicated staff, you'll hear firsthand how donor support shapes the lives of Aggie student athletes in competition and beyond. Whether you're a lifelong Aggie or simply curious about what makes Texas A&M so special, you're in the right place. Let's dive into today's episode. Howdy, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. I am your host, Ivy Robinson, and I'm sitting in studio right now with Texas A&M soccer student athlete Mary Claire Torn. Thanks for being here, Mary Claire.
Thanks.
All right, Mary Claire, to start off this episode, I like to ask the fun question of what is a unique fact about yourself that you think not many people know?
A unique fact about me is probably that I can write with both my hands. And I can write left-handed and right-handed. That's really, I don't have any other fun facts. I have zero other fun facts besides that.
That's so cool. And I think that unique fact is so interesting. Do you think being ambidextrous helps you at all in soccer?
I wish it affected it more because I have zero left foot. So I wish that I could have more of a split right and left, but no, I'm solely right-footed in soccer.
Okay, yeah. Do you have a preference, which hand you write with?
I write with my left hand just because I grew up writing with my left hand, but that's why I think I'm ambidextrous is because I think I was never supposed to be left-handed. I think I messed up one day. And so that's why because I learned to do it left-handed, but I picked up being right-handed so easily through sport. It started with sports and predominantly throwing and catching all with my right hand. And then in high school, I just moved it to writing too. But.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of sports and high school, tell our listeners where you're from, where you went to high school, and the activities and sports you were involved in high school.
I'm from Houston, Texas. I went to the same school for 15 years, Second Baptist School in the Tanglewood area of Houston. I played club soccer growing up. I played all the sports in middle school, but solely when I hit 7th, 8th grade, just switched over to club soccer completely. And in high school, I didn't play. I played one season of high school soccer, but just because of some injuries and some uncontrollables, I just really focused all my time on club soccer, which it's just such a powerhouse going to the collegiate level. It's the only pathway, really. So I'm glad I did that. I played Second Baptist is really small TAPS division. And so it was just definitely a different game than club soccer, but it was so much fun playing different positions. Right now, I'm a center defender at Texas A&M, and in high school, I got to play any position I wanted, and it was so fun being able to just have way more creative freedom playing the game in high school and on that different level. But I played at Albion Club in Houston for 10 years and loved it. And that was my primary thing coming into the collegiate level.
Nice. Okay, you mentioned Albion. Tell me about some of your favorite memories from that club experience and some influential coaches and maybe teammates.
Things that just stick out to me is I played with my best friend, Zoe Main. She plays at Mississippi State now. She's insane. She's so cool. She's a forward. So Ben Williams is another coach, one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. Me and Zoe were playing on his team. And I definitely, I'm 5'10" right now. I'm definitely taller. I've always been taller. And probably when I was in 6th or 7th grade, Zoe is just insane at crossing the ball and lifting the ball in the air. And so my coach, Ben, was like, hey, let's figure out a way to connect all these crosses. So then as a center defender, 6th and 7th grade, I'd go up on corner kicks, on set pieces, and Zoe would just place the ball literally anywhere, and I could get to it. And I mean, that's why I'm playing at A&M today is my set piece scoring headers in freshman and sophomore year. I was the leading scorer in ECNL in my division as a center defender from these headers. That's what got me to A&M. And so I think just being able to play with my best friend and be able to connect and score and have all these huge fun soccer moments with her, that's what made Albion so special to me and so much fun.
Man, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Tell me a little bit about your recruitment process and like when you were in high school. When did the dream to play college soccer, like where did that originate and when did you set your sights on wanting to play at Texas A&M?
Well, I mean, playing A&M has always been the goal since I was born. Like, it's A&M or nowhere. But I would say playing in Albion, like 7th and 8th grade, things started to get serious. My teammates, my club mates in the grade above me had started committing earlier and earlier. And then in 2019, there was a big recruitment rule change. So everything was kind of put on pause instead of being able to be recruited whenever, which we were getting to that age. We were 7th, 8th grade. Everyone was committing 8th and 9th grade. We were getting there and then that rule changed. And so it was kind of a whole different experience for club coaches and club players because there was no more recruiting until June 15th going into your junior year. So freshman and sophomore year, it was kind of this like dead space that club players hadn't been used to in a while of not being able to directly contact club coaches or like it was kind of an awkward thing for clubs to get used to this new reality. And so when I was a freshman, sophomore, again with just being able to connect on set pieces, and I started getting a lot more attention from that, especially being a center defender. I can remember one ECNL showcase in Greer, South Carolina. Zoe and I scored a hat trick like in one half right there, right about 2 or 3 months before my recruitment opened. And I was like, okay, wow, like I can totally do this. This can be so much fun and like I can definitely stand out. And so then junior year, we went to nationals Albion went to nationals and I was playing there and it was probably like 5 or 10 days after recruitment had opened on June 15th. And I was watching my game, Phil and G were there. And it was just after that game, my A&M coaches had been talking to my club coaches and I just got in the car on the way home and they were like, this is it. Like, this is what we want to do. And so that was so much fun to hear. And then in September, I did my official visit and committed on my visit. But going into nationals, I definitely had an open mind about where I wanted to go to school. But coming from my parents' history, my mom ran track here, my dad was a yell leader here. Everybody in my family has gone here. Like, I don't even think I could list everybody. Just like after hearing that my dream could become a reality, I was like, I'd be crazy not to go anywhere else. So I really set my sights on A&M and focused on that. And like I said, committed in September. It was just hit the ground running, excited to graduate early and come here.
Yeah. Man, I didn't know your dad was a yell leader. I knew about your mom being a track athlete, but tell me about your parents and their influence on you as, a young kid and maybe share some memories because you come from a large Aggie family. So maybe share some memories of like them telling you about Texas A&M and all of those things. Yeah.
So obviously my parents, they love A&M. They love being Aggies. I just remember growing up every single football game, we'd be here. And it'd be after a 3 p.m. soccer game. I have 4 siblings, so we'd all finish all of our sports, everything on Saturday, and we'd just drive straight to College Station, go to the game, then be back for Sunday morning, the next round of soccer or whatever games we've got on Sunday. But yeah, my dad, he loved being in the Corps and being yell leader, and my mom running track. Like, they just loved A&M athletics. Like, being an Aggie was their favorite thing in the world, and they wanted me to be happy wherever I was going to play sports, but them having just their experience at A&M, I think they felt more confident in sending me off after having their experiences, looking back on those.
Yeah. And that totally makes sense. Now, your mom, she was a all Big 12 heptathlete, correct? Which that is she's awesome.
She's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing kind of the background on your parents. Okay, this is a random question, but kind of changing topics here. Outside of soccer, do you have any like hobbies or things you just like to enjoy?
I'm a very like outgoing extrovert person. Like, my social battery is 100% filled all the time. I love being with my friends. I love walking Aggie Park. I love walking traditions. Like, I love to be in the sun and moving around with all of my friends. Love Aggie football. I love A&M athletics. It doesn't matter, football, baseball, basketball. I'm going to be at every game. Like, it's honestly, it's concerning the amount of time I spend in A&M athletics, just like not even soccer, but whatever season we're in, I'm there. And I love going there with my friends, with my teammates, with my non-teammates, like letting them into the athletic world and seeing all of that. Like, it's just really fun and awesome.
Yeah, I bet that's fun. Like, I've never thought about that. Like, your friends that are in this world, like being able to share like what it's like and show them a little bit what it's like as a student athlete. What are you majoring in here?
I'm majoring in business.
Nice.
I haven't decided yet what exactly I'm going to focus in on in business. I'm thinking eventually I want to go to law school. I want to do corporate litigation. And so honestly, athletics, it's such a great like stepping stone and foundation for that. Just adversity, everything. It's a big job being a college athlete, and I think it's the best way to prepare you for the professional world.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really glad you brought that up because it's so true. It is like honestly a job for y'all because y'all have the responsibilities of a school and sport. So how do you time manage specifically to balance those responsibilities?
Well, my Google Calendar is my best friend in the whole world. I use it for everything. I'm very like color coded on all of my stuff. And I just like to like look at my week, my commitments, what I need to do. I want to look at my priorities between soccer and school and start with those because those are number one. And then I just go from there. And I definitely need meals with friends, meals with family, things to like pick me up and fill me back up. But I love my job and I love doing what I do. And so when you love something, you just make it work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're sitting in the Adam Season Academic and Wellness Center right now, and this is like the hub for student athlete resources. Are there any specific areas in this building or places that you really have depended on to like help your student athlete experience or help you grow as both an athlete and a student?
For sure. I mean, this building is so awesome. I came in a year and a half ago, and so watching them like build this and everybody talking about it and the anticipation, all the resources that we were going to have behind this building, it's so cool to now be able to walk through it and live it and get to like tap into all these resources. I would say for sure my scholastic supervisor, Mindy, is my favorite. She's so awesome and so helpful, and just having all of those resources and tutors and things, they just want to help me succeed. That's just such a game changer, especially with women's soccer being in the short season that we are with 2 games a week. You're gone 2 nights basically every week. It's so helpful to have somebody on my team who just supporting me in the academic. And then also, I think the nutrition services, being able to have a DEXA, all of our sports do DEXAs, and it's a x-ray system that measures your bone density, lean muscle mass, fat, everything. Yeah. It's just really helpful, especially like when I came to A&M, I got pretty majorly injured my first 6 weeks here, tore my ACL, and so having that DEXA, that body scan, seeing your progress, like everybody can say that they feel stronger, they feel faster, but like also seeing it, it's just so helpful seeing the change every 6 weeks. So I think that's been a huge resource too, to see what things work for me, eating, working out, just speed and power wise, and being able to see that is just so helpful.
Man, that's super neat to have that data just to prove and show that you're making progress, right? Like to back that up. That's
for sure.
Yeah, really cool. Okay, tell me about, your injury. I'm sure coming in and having that injury was like devastating for your first year, at Texas A&M. So how did you work through that?
I mean, it was for sure an adjustment about 18 months ago. So when I came in, I graduated, like I said earlier, I graduated Second Baptist High School early, and I came in January. And a lot of women's soccer players do that because it doesn't affect our NCAA eligibility, and it allows us to get that practice in with our team. And school-wise, we're taking a full load there. And it's just a really great entry semester so that we can hit the ground running in the fall. So 3 weeks into our training in the first week of February, I tore my ACL, found out I tore my ACL, and had surgery at the end of that month. And I mean, it was crazy change of plans, coming early, finishing high school early to come, and now you're redshirted for your freshman year. I felt very supported because 3 of my teammates had also gotten the same injury that I had, and we were on the same timeline. And so those 3 girls actually like really became my best friends on the team, and we got to go through month 2 through 9 and post return to play like all together. And so being able to have just that built-in support system with athletics, just my teammates, it totally made the difference between going through that injury. And redshirting freshman year, I mean, it's not ideal at all, but just looking forward to having 4 more years starting now and getting that 5th year, like that's so much fun. And like I said, my best friend on the team, she'll also get her 5th year. So there's a bright side to it for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. And tell us about this season. Like, how are you feeling just about the team in general, the culture? What are y'all excited about? What can fans get excited about?
I mean, as we have a very new team this year, very new. So I think we're excited to see the SEC is a big deal. It's really great soccer, really great sports, but it's really great soccer. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really awesome. And I'm just excited to see how we've been building for 7 months now. Like, this is what you build for the whole time. The next 3 months is what we work for. And so I'm just excited for the fans to see all of my new teammates, get to know them like I've gotten to know them. It'll definitely be fun for everyone to see.
Yeah. And why do you specifically love this game of soccer? Like, what was it about this specific sport that made you just fall in love with the game?
I love that there's no set play for anything. Soccer, I think, is one of the only sports. There's no set play ever in the game. You have to know how to play yourself. You have to know how your teammates are going to play. Every single move that your teammates make, you have to anticipate and you have to build off of that. There's nothing set in stone. You have no idea how somebody's going to play, how somebody's going to defend you. Like, you have to constantly be making up a new puzzle and a new creative pattern in your head for soccer. And so you're never going to play the same game twice. You're never going to make the same move twice or pass twice. It's going to be different every single time you do that. And every single time that you do that, you get to know your teammates a little bit more and you get to know what they're going to do a little bit more. So that's probably my favorite part, is just the anticipation of it all and figuring out, knowing what your teammates are going to do and building off of that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any personal goals or benchmarks for yourself this year? And then the team in general, what are the goals that y'all have kind of established for this season?
I mean, our eyes are on December. College Cup in December. We're going to, like we said, this is a new team. It's such a different team. Like, our eyes are just on December in the next 3-4 months. Everything else in between that, every game we play matters. So I think that's just our goal. That's all around everybody's goal.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the topic of like resources and support, the 12 Man Foundation's podcast and many of our listeners are donors and season ticket holders whose contributions go back to help provide awesome resources for student athletes like yourself. So what would be your message to them in terms of gratitude and their support?
I mean, for sure, the foremost thing is just thank you. Like, the message behind 12th Man Foundation is building championship athletics and being involved in not only in women's soccer, but just being an athlete in the Texas A&M system and anything. Like, just the people I walk around, the resources I use, going to class every day. Like, these people all have their eyes on championships, and I'm so happy that we have so many alumni and people who love A&M athletics as much as we love playing for them, and we're just thankful that they are giving us this opportunity, and we just want to show it back to them by winning championships.
Absolutely. What makes you proud to now be wearing the maroon and white to represent this great university every time you take the field?
Even if I never played sports a day in my life, I'd want to go to A&M 1,000 times over. Just this school, this culture, the way that Aggies build Aggies up. And then again, going back to my family, my mom and my aunt being heptathletes, my dad, my uncle, my grandfather being yell eaters. Like, I was born to be a maroon and white, and being able to 20 years later get to continue to wear that and just dreams become a reality. It means everything to me, and it's just the highlight of my life so far.
And last question for you today. If there's a young soccer athlete who's aspiring to play in college, what would be your advice to them?
Listen to your club coaches, listen to your high school coaches. Like, they're the pathway to this. And being young and in the soccer world, it's scary and it's crazy sometimes. And the pace changes every year a little bit more. And I think that coaches are there to like lead you to make the right decision and be that network to the college coaches. And I really think that you have to trust them way more than you can kind of comprehend in the moment. But it's a process, for sure. And also recruitment, it doesn't have to start on June 15th of your junior year. It does not have to start the very first day they open. You got 2 more years, and just enjoy it. Look at all your options and then make the best decision. Things change all the time.
Mary Claire Torn on Answering the Call podcast. Mary Claire, thank you again for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Answering the Call. If you're enjoying the show, please rate and follow us on your podcast streaming platform of choice so you can be the first to know when a new episode drops. As always, a big thank you to our incredible podcast producer, Megan Rohde, to 12th Man Productions and Texas A&M Athletics NIL Department. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to every single donor and season ticket holder for always answering the call through loyal support of Texas A&M Athletics and our student athletes. We will be back soon with more content. Thanks and gig 'em.